Remembering our angel, Brittany Nicole Dillard of the Plain and Simple podcast. Continue to watch over us. We miss you. We'll never forget you.
What's up, Bree? What's up, Bree?
Hey! Look at Mark, y'all! Oh my
Shut it up.
Happy Mother's Day to me.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Hello guys, this is your girl, Ready Love. I'm your co-host for Sage the Podcast. This is our first show tonight, finally. Yay! So I do have my co-host here, Jenna Boss. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Jennifer, aka Jenna Boss or Jen. Just don't call me Jenny. I'm not with the Jenny. Just do Jen, Jenna Boss. I'm good with those two.
Okay, so guys, Sage the Podcast actually was created from me and my cousin Chrissy, who's not here. She will be on the show later, but she's doing some things right now. But she's gonna start later on. In the meantime, it's me and Jenna Boss, and we probably have another person. My niece will probably be on the show as well. But we just had to get started. We had to just get this stuff popping.
And don't forget about the male guest too. I thought we had
Shelton. Well, we'll invite him on every time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be every time, but
Okay.
you know, he'd be busy.
Okay.
And everything. So, yeah, but we just go get started. So, like I said, this show is basically like we're going to talk about like real life topics. I also do a lot of fun things spiritually. So, in the next few weeks, at the end of the show, I will be pulling like we're gonna have like a wheel, and we're gonna like roll the wheel and pull like a card, and I'm gonna tell you like some stuff. But that's just kind of like getting into the upcoming weeks. You know what I'm saying? But today we're gonna actually talk about 35 and up, dating with a purpose.
Yes.
So that is our topic for today, and that's kind of like what we're talking about. I feel like at 35 and up, once you get back in the dating scene, like we're dating with a purpose. Like we need to know like what's what, you know, like it's fun, of course, but once you start dating and you start narrowing certain people down, you know what I'm saying? You want to be like, you know, okay, this is it. So I feel like after a while, you should just start dating with a purpose. What do you think?
Honestly, it just depends on what you're looking for, just in general. I feel like, I mean, you can start dating with a purpose much early, but I feel like for a lot of ladies who are approaching the age, you know, the older you get, you know, your childbearing years are getting to be, you know, and I know a lot of my girlfriends like that. And I just feel like, at what point do you get more serious? You know, I've dibbled and dabbled on these dating sites, and it's a mess. You know, these people play too many games. It's a hot mess. And I just feel like at some point, you know, ladies, if you want to get the full experience, I feel like you should just start speed dating. Just speed date. You know, you know, if you got an inbox full of potentials, you know what, go through and ask each one, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? What are you on here for?
Right.
And then you just keep the ones that express that they're on there looking for the same thing you're looking for. So if you're looking for marriage, if you're looking for just a friend, however it is, make sure you're only entertaining those who are like-minded, because otherwise you're just going to be
and I just say be honest,
in a
because
circle.
people do not be honest at the beginning. Like we're sitting here, first of all, we don't know each other, right? So you could be honest with the person you don't know, right? So
Thank you.
we're serious. We're having a conversation. Like, what are you actually looking for? Let me know so I can know what it is that I need to do. Like, are you looking for something serious? Is this just like a fling? Is it fun? You know, let me know. But I know sometimes with men, they don't want y'all to know. 'Cause they don't want y'all out here doing nothing when they get a text. So, Mark, what do you think? Well, how do you feel about this topic?
I don't even think it's that.
From a man's perspective.
I think they don't want to tell you the truth because they want something from you, and they
Right.
feel like if
That's
I tell her
the
the
part.
truth, I'm not going to get the good.
They're not gonna get it.
because they feel like, you know, it's they want what they want from you. Because sometimes they can say, hey, look, I do want marriage, but I don't want it right now. But I like what I see. So if I tell her the truth and I keep it real with her up front, I'm not going to get the goods. So let me lie to get what I want.
And then, but I just feel like but women, I mean, we kind of like the same. Like if we want something, I mean, it's the same thing. We're gonna be like, if we're just here for a fling, it's just gonna be a fling. That's just what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, be honest. But from a man perspective, what do you feel?
First off, there's no one blanket statement or situation that you can fit. Okay, that applies to every man or every woman.
That's true. I agree.
Right? So what she said is somewhat it, right? I mean, sometimes it's like I have a motive. You know what I mean? And for me to be honest with what my motive is, or I don't even, or sometimes it's not a motive, right? Because, okay, as a man, I'll be honest, right? It's always in the back of our mind, we want it, right? But we don't want to make you feel like that's all it is about. Because sometimes it's not. So to come out and be upfront about, well, I just want to, I do want to do it. You know what I'm saying? That will, like you said, it'll deter a woman away from even being open to that. You know what I mean? Even if we never said it and put forth the same energy as far as getting to know you and all of that type shit, we feel like it'll make a difference. As opposed to just saying, okay, yeah, that's what I want to do that. Like y'all don't know. Like why don't y'all know that already? And I don't mean it to say that again that's all we in it for. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you want to, you don't want us to be that honest as far as sexual.
Well, no, 100%. I want you to be honest to where it's like, okay, what is it you really want to do? What is it you want out of this, what we have going on?
Right.
Or how long is too long to be dating this person? You know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing.
I'll say it like this. Like everybody in general wants the same thing out of a relationship, right? When it comes to wanting somebody that you can trust and love
100%.
and picket fence and all of that shit and the dog and do business with or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Live life with. But what it is what is it that you want out of the person that you with? Everybody want the same thing out of a relationship, but what is it that you want out of the person that you with? Everybody, so I ain't gonna say everybody. Sometimes people go into it, like we said, with a motive. You know what I mean? They put the mask on, they send their representative in the battle, you know what I mean? And try to give you what they feel like you want to hear and be what they feel like you want them to be so they can get out of you what they feel like they, you know what I mean? And then when they don't get it, the mask comes off and you looking at him like, oh, well, I don't, this is somebody that I don't even know. It's like a dude, he switched up overnight. No, he was playing that persona for so long and it just came off. And it's the same thing on the flip side.
Yeah,
with women,
I was going to say that.
You know, because we all get, not all again, but in this conversation, generally people get attached to the superficial bullshit that don't matter in people. You know what I mean? The dude to get attached to the looks, you know what I'm saying? She look a certain way or whatever, and a woman will see something in the man got and say, okay, well, I want to be with him because of this. But then if you find out he don't really got it like that, or if you find out that she don't take care of her hygiene of that beautiful ass body or something, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you know what I mean? Then the mask come off and, you know,
but I feel like these are like the beginning stages. Okay, so you got something to say, Jen? You was about to say something?
Here's the thing. But that's the point of dating with a purpose. That's the but it's like just
the purposes have to align.
The purposes do have to align, but what I'm saying to the ladies is that if a person does not exude what you are looking for, you need to move on and move on quickly after a certain age. It's no time to sit back and date him for a couple of years, let him use you up. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is like we have to. It's a rush thing. It's a speed dating thing. You go on a couple of dates, and you say, hey, you know, are you trying to build a family? Or, you know, what are you trying to do? What is your goal? What are your short-term goals? What is your long-term goals? Like, what are we doing? But I feel like those conversations need to be had for those women who are looking to be married and looking for a family. You should not accept a man in your life who is not on the same page.
But you know what happens sometimes, having that conversation, initiating that conversation, especially too early in the game, will push people off. Like, oh, well, damn, you're talking about marriage already.
And that's why I said what we were talking about at first is in the beginning. But once you get out of the beginning stage, it's just kind of like once you get like that 1.5 years, 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like, okay, so what are we doing? Like, what are we working towards? Like, we don't got to go get married, but
True.
what is your next goal? Like, what is the next thing you want to be doing? Like, what is your next commitment? Like, are we going to
Exactly.
commit to each other and just
Exactly.
each other? Are we still sleeping with other people or dating other people? Or like, what is it exactly? I didn't mean to cut you off, Mark, but I just had to say that. Like, so that's kind of like where we're at. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
100%.
and I feel like those should be honest conversations.
But even still, I don't see nothing wrong with it. If you have four, okay, say for instance, you have 4 potential men that you've been chatting with in your inbox. None of them have asked you on a date yet, right?
Right.
It's nothing wrong to be like, hey, so what are you looking for on here?
Right.
A lot of people would say, I'm just looking for a friend.
Intimidated. I've had men tell me like, I can't date you. I'm intimidated by
Always.
you, or you too pretty
Always.
for me to date, or I like you, but I like a certain race better, or whatever the case may be. But they will sit there and tell you these things. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily know like what women say to men. Mark, like, what do women say to men?
You know what?
Like-
I'm bad at that.
Yeah.
Me approaching, I'm not good at
I'm
approaching.
not an approacher. I would never. You would never catch me going to approach
I've
a
never
guy.
done.
I've never done it either.
But you know what? The reason why I've never done it, and I remember this very vividly. I want to say I was a teenager, and I heard my uncle say this. My uncle was like, "I don't believe in women approaching me," and I'm just over.
So in
I'm
your
just-
mind, you
I'm
probably
just
always
listening,
just-
ear hustling, listening to the conversation. He said because guess what? As a man, I automatically feel like I have the upper hand. I'm like, oh, okay,
that's deep.
So
See that speaks on the mindset of that dude and
Exactly.
his view of
And I
women.
carried that with me.
But what is it that you asked me? Because I was taking pictures.
Oh, I was just saying. So, how do women? What is like some negative things that women have said when you try to like approach them, or
do women approach
or
you?
Do women approach you, or
Now, how does it go?
How
Like,
does it go?
when women approach
when
men?
women approach you. Like we said, we've had men that say, "Oh, I can't date you. You too pretty for me," or "I can't
mean
afford
as
you,"
far as like them being
or
intimidated,
"You
or
too
reason
pretty
why-
for me."
Okay, so
or,
I've had women say that I like you, but basically you appear unavailable, or you look like you got a lot of options, or it's too
Oh,
much
now that's a
competition
good
for
one.
you,
You
right?
got too much going on.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it appears that way. That's just from the outside looking in, and that's a misjudgment on their behalf. But again,
Exactly.
and that's kind of how maybe sometimes we do with y'all. Just like how you brought up the instance of being dressed well or not dressed, like
Right.
out the bed, and you making an assumption.
Right.
That I'm taking, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
just like women are making an assumption that I'm a player or whatever. You got a lot of women friends and all of this. So it'd be
Oh,
hard
now
for
we
me
get
to-
that a lot. Guys think we players.
Again, so, yeah.
I got that.
Yeah, we get that all
I
the time.
just got that. He said, I know for a fact you're a player.
Yeah.
Like my friend
I get
literally
that a
just
lot.
told me that. He said, Jen, you a player. I'm like, what are you talking about?
like-
It's no way you're not a player. I've seen your type. I know you're a player. I'm like, if you only knew like me, we be chilling.
We be chilling.
We'll go out dancing, go get
all of
food,
that-
and we go home. We don't be
Yeah.
linked up with nobody or nothing.
Yeah.
We be by
What
ourselves
it
a
is,
lot.
like people to try to read your personality, right?
Yeah.